Hi, hope you're really well. So today we are going to work out some numbers all the way up to 1000, and then we're going to finish off with some partitioning. So hopefully on the screen you can see some counters. Now it's happened to me before in the classroom whereby I'm carrying a box of counters and I drop some of the counters and it's really annoying. But it looks like I've done so on this screen again, and we are simply going to count them all up. So the way that we're going to do it is, firstly, we're going to pick out the largest counters, which are the hundreds. So we're going to pick out the largest counters, which are the hundreds. So we're going to find out how many hundreds we have first, okay? So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 hundreds, okay? 800s first. Then we're going to move on to the next largest number, which is the tens. So we're going to count how many tens we have, which is 1, 2, and 3. So we have 3 tens. What's 3 tens? 3 tens is 30. Fantastic. And then we're going to do our ones, which stand by themselves, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we've got 4 ones. Can anyone tell me? Can you just say this number out for me? What is this number? What is this number all together? It's 834. Okay, we have 834. But now what we need to do is we are going to write that number in words. Okay, so we're going to write that number in words. We're not going to do it. We've done it in numerals first, and now we're going to do it in words. So how do we spell 834? Let's make sure that this is working. How do we spell 834? 834. Okay, so we have 834 altogether. 834 and 834. Absolutely fantastic, nice and simple. Okay, so moving on. Now here again, I dropped some counters on the floor. So we need to know how many counters we have altogether. Which number are we going to start with counting first? Which number are we going to start counting first? We always try and use the largest number first, okay? So we're going to simply count up how many hundreds we have. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and simple. 5 hundreds, okay? Do you agree? 5 hundreds. Fantastic. Then we're going to count the tens, because the tens is the next largest number. So let's cross them off the list. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got 4 tens. What's 4 tens? 4 tens is 40. Nice and simple. And then we're going to finish with our ones. So how many ones do we have? 1, 2, and 3. Nice and simple. What is the number? Okay, what is the number, please? 543. Fantastic. 543. Now we're going to write the number in words. 543. 540. Let's put that at the bottom. 3. Nice and simple. 543 in numerals. So we've got 543 in numerals here, 543 in numerals here, and 543 in words here. Nice and simple. Let's continue with one more. So I've dropped my counters. We need to add and work out how many we have altogether. Now over to you this time. What number do we start with? Not what number do we start with? Do we start with our largest number, or do we start with our smallest number? Okay, we start with our largest number, okay? So how many hundreds do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700s. Okay, so we have 700s. There we go. How many ones do we, oh, sorry, next one. How many tens do we have? Now, as you can see, there are no tens. We don't have any tens here for this one. So in this case, if we have no tens, if there are no tens existent, then what we do is we use something called a placeholder, which means that we put a 0 in the place of where there should be or where there could be some tens. Okay, so there are no tens, so we put a placeholder in the tens column. And then we move on to our ones, just as the normal procedure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have 8 ones, which make up our number. What's the number, please? The number is 708. 708. Now remember, because there's no tens, okay, nothing in the tens column, we put a placeholder here, which makes the number 708. Fantastic. Now, of course, what do we need to do? We need to write it in words as well. So 708, nice and simple. 700, let's go on there, and 8. Nice and simple. Fantastic. Okie dokie. Love it. Brilliant. All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to partition some numbers. Okay. We're going to partition some numbers. So I'm going to write that word up here. Let me just get my pen. It's called partition. Partition. Okay, we're going to partition some numbers. This is what we're going to do next. So let's say, for example, I had the number 973. 973. When I say partition, it means we're simply going to break them up into hundreds, tens, and ones. How many hundreds, how many tens, and how many ones? Now, we know from our past or previous videos or our past and previous learning that this is the hundreds column, this is the tens column, and this is the ones column. Okay, so how many hundreds in the hundreds column? We have 900s, and of course we write 900, 9, 0, 0. So there's 900 in the hundreds column. How many tens do we have? How many tens do we have? We have 7 tens, which make up 70, okay? Because 7 tens is 70. So we pop our 70 here, just like so. And then the last one is how many ones do we have? What's in the ones column? And we can see we've got a nice number 3 in the ones column. So we simply pop a number 3 down like that. So we know that the number 973 is made up of 900s, 7 tens, which makes 70, and 3. 973. Absolutely fantastic. Now remember, the word partition simply means to break up those numbers. Okay, now we're going to do another one. Let's just move that over there. So here we go. We're going to do 2 more. Let's have the number 504. Now I've put a placeholder in there. Okay, 504. Okay, so hundreds column, tens column, ones column, hundreds column, tens column, ones column. Nice and simple. Okay, here we go. Now remember, to partition simply means we're going to break up those numbers, So how many hundreds have we got? We've got 500s. How do we write 500? 500. We have how many tens? We have no tens because there's a placeholder here in the tens column, which means there are no tens. So we simply put a 0 in our tens column. And how many fours? 4 ones, which make 4, Altogether, we have the number 504. Fantastic. Which consists of 500s, no 10s, and 4 ones. Absolutely brilliant. Moving on, we're going to do one more. Fantastic. Now, don't forget, if you need to stop at any point, if you need to go back, if you're not too sure of anything, please do just do that. Absolutely no problem. I would rather you understand what we're doing rather than go through super quick and then you don't understand. So if you don't, or if I've missed anything, or if you're not too sure, please do go back, okay? So, and while I'm here, please remember to press that like button, because if you like and subscribe, then we could, of course, share this video with many more children and many more parents that need a little bit of support with their mathematics. Okay, so the last one, we're going to have the number 340. 340. Okay, so we've got our hundreds column, our tens column, and of course our ones column. Nice and simple. Hundreds, tens, and ones. There we go. Okay, hundreds, tens, and ones. Now, when we break it up or partition it like this, it just helps us because we can visually see how many tens, how many ones, and how many hundreds. Okay, so here we go. How many hundreds can we see? Now, of course, we've got a 3 in the hundreds column, so it must be 300. 300. Okay. How many tens do we have in the tens column? We've got 4 tens, which make 40. 4 tens, which make 40. Okay, brilliant. And last one, how many ones do we have in the ones column? We've got a placeholder in the ones column, which means there are no ones, okay? There are no ones, which of course make up that fantastic number of 340, because we've got 300s, 4 tens, and no ones. Absolutely phenomenal. Brilliant. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot.